Skagway, Kansas, Cortland, Doubt, Garrettsville, Hillsdale, Ohio, Fayette County, Marshallville, Nassau, Mesopotamia, New Albany, Baltimore, New Middletown, New Springfield, North Jackson, Zoarville, North Limestone, Blanks Mills, Rogersville, Stratton, Tate, Uniontown, Unity, Wadsworth, Waldorf, Wyndham, Windsor. Hello everybody. Today I just wanted to go over my favorite town that I've ever done a tour to. It's hard to believe I've done these tours for a few years now, and I really love doing the tours. I love driving across northeastern Ohio, western PA, and doing these tours. It's really a great time that I've found that I can spend time with God, and I can also enjoy the countryside scenery within Ohio. And as you know, I don't just do Ohio whenever I'm going on vacation out of state. I generally do a tour within the state that I'm going. I really have enjoyed these tours, and I've done tours within states of 5 states: Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Alaska, and Georgia. And when I did Alaska tour, that's kind of an unusual one to do. I went to Skagway, Alaska, and that's where I did the tour within Alaska. That was definitely one of my top towns that I've ever done a tour to, but it's a little bit of a tourist town for me, so it's not going to be within my favorite. It's not going to be my favorite. It's probably within my top 5, but my favorite town, obviously, in Ohio. I love living in Ohio, and I think it's a great place to live, especially in the rural parts of the state and smaller towns. They have a lot of great areas within Ohio for people to live and safely raise a family. So my favorite town is about 15 miles south of Canton, right off of 77, and about 20 miles east of Holmes County in Tuscarawas County. I don't know if you can guess it, but it's a smaller town of about 170, and not the smallest town I've ever done a tour to, but that's my favorite town. It is called Zoar, Ohio. So if you're ever visiting, there's a bed and breakfast. There's no big name stores within Zoar. Obviously close by is Canton, and you can find a lot of big name stores there, or hotel chains, that sort of thing. But mainly it was all small stores, family run businesses, which I like, because those are, the backbone of America. They're good, hardworking people of this country. So I love Zoar. That was my favorite community that I've ever done a tour to, and I would encourage you to visit Zoar. When the thing that drew me to, the reason I loved Zoar doing the tour to, and it would be my favorite, is that they had a historic downtown. Is very clean and pristine. Obviously it's a small downtown right on 212 off of 77, but not a lot of trash or graffiti painted on the buildings, obviously, but there was American flags on all the telephone poles, and also the sidewalks had brick on them, and it was a neat community. Generally when I do videos, I don't really like to be around people because I've been harassed while doing tours, and obviously if you do enough, you're going to be around a lot of people, so eventually you're going to be harassed, and I don't really like that, but I still do tours anyways because I do love doing them, and I've been followed and yelled at and recorded while being yelled at, and it's just not very fun to do that. I obviously yelled back at the person because you don't do that. That's my First Amendment right. However, I'm respectful as well, but people are just getting enraged when they see taking pictures of a town, and they think that you're taking pictures of them, spying on them, sometimes if they're mentally ill. But my point is, I do enjoy doing these towns. This is one of my favorite things. So if you have like a town that you're you really want to see that I've never done, I would be glad to do it, particularly if it's within the northeastern or western Pennsylvania region. I've never done Pittsburgh, but maybe someday I'll do it, but it's kind of big and I've never done Cleveland. But the biggest town I've ever done was I did Akron and Canton, and those would be the two biggest. Akron's a little bit bigger, about 200,000, so that would be the biggest town, and it just takes longer. And the reason I did Akron was because I was working there. It's a lot easier and you can get a lot more of the main attractions when you do a smaller town, and generally people in smaller towns like to see tours of their community too, rather than if you're in a big city you don't really care for whatever reason. I don't think people in big cities feel as close connected to the community as people in small towns do. Sometimes they do, but generally smaller town folk like the tours a little bit better. And I noticed right off the bat when I upload a tour video, they don't get the same amount of views as like another video I would upload but generally once a week somebody will share my tour video and it'll get it like a few hundred views within a day. So it's always cool to see somebody share it, and I can't see who shared it, but I can see the views go up and it'll say one person shared the video. So it's always cool to see that, and I think people do enjoy. I get overwhelming support, and people saying, "Oh, that's cool." A lot of times I also get people saying, "Oh, you missed the stadium in the town, or you missed the post office or the fire station," things like that people will say. But I think overall people really like doing the tours. And if you're ever in northeastern Ohio, my favorite thing to see is Amish country. Even in the state of Ohio, it's kind of mid-Ohio, sort of, it's Amish country. So I really enjoy Amish country, and Zoar is really close, and there's a bed and breakfast in Zoar, and it's just a neat community to see and visit in case you're ever within Ohio. And plus Lake Erie is probably about 60 miles north of Zoar. So pretty neat community is the town of Zoar, and I just wanted to go over my favorite town. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Zoar is located south of Canton, right off Interstate 77 on Route 212. It's a great community, Tuscarawas County. I'm going to do a tour of the town right now. Enjoy.